All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to explore the very foundation of, well, of everything. I'm talking about the fundamental building block of all matter, the atom. We're going to break it down and see what's really going on inside. And just so you know where we are, this is part 19 of our big 20-part series on an introduction to physics. We are getting really close to the finish line, and today is all about putting some truly crucial pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, so take a look at this. This image is basically our roadmap for the next few minutes. You can see that central part, the nucleus, with all those little particles packed inside, and then you've got those rings surrounding it, the electron shells. We're going to break this whole model down piece by piece, starting right from the center and working our way out. So these fundamental building blocks, literally everything you can see, touch, or even imagine is made of atoms. So if you really want to understand our world, you have to understand how these tiny things are put together. It's the key to, well, pretty much everything. So let's zoom way in. Right at the very heart of every single atom is this incredibly dense, tightly packed core. And that is the nucleus. You can think of it as the atom's command center, the heart of the whole operation. Now, what's so fascinating about the nucleus is that what's inside isn't just a random jumble of stuff. No way. The contents of this core, that's the atom's unique fingerprint. It's like its unchangeable ID card that tells us exactly what element we're looking at. First up, inside that nucleus, meet the proton. The single most important thing you need to remember about it is its charge. It's positive. And believe me, that one little detail is absolutely critical to how the entire atom works. And hanging out with a proton is its roommate, the neutron. And just like its name suggests, it's neutral. It has no charge at all. So what does it do? Well, it adds a bit of mass, but its really crucial job is to act like a kind of nuclear glue, helping to stabilize the nucleus by keeping all those positively charged protons from flying apart. And this is the absolute key to everything. You can forget about the neutrons for a second. That number, the number of protons, is everything. It's the one and only defining characteristic of a chemical element. You change that number, you change the element. End of story, period. Let's look at a simple case. What if you have an atom with exactly one proton in its nucleus? Well, that is always, without a single exception, hydrogen, the simplest and most common element in the entire universe. Okay, let's build on that. How about an atom with 6 protons? Boom! You've got carbon, the very element that forms the backbone of all life here on Earth. Its identity is totally locked in by that number, 6. And just to show you how this scales up, if you manage to pack 79 protons into a single nucleus, you have gold. That identity is locked in by that specific count. So from hydrogen all the way to gold, it's all about the protons. Okay, so if the nucleus gives an atom its identity, tells us what it is, then what gives it its personality? What determines how it actually interacts with other atoms? For that, we have to look outside the nucleus, into the wild world of the electrons. And here it is, the electron. It's tiny, it's negatively charged, the perfect counterpart to the positive proton, and it lives in these regions that surround the nucleus, which we call shells or energy levels. But here's where we need to throw out that old, simple solar system model. Electrons do not just circle the nucleus in clean, predictable paths. Their reality is so much stranger, and it's all governed by the completely mind-bending rules of quantum mechanics. So instead of a definite path, an electron exists within what we call a probability cloud, or an orbital. Now, this cloud doesn't show you where the electron is, it shows you where it is most likely to be found at any given moment. It's a beautifully fuzzy statistical reality. So we have the proton count defining the element and the electron arrangement defining its behavior. Let's zoom back out for a second and connect this to the world we actually live in. Why does this tiny internal structure matter so much? And here is the big payoff. The arrangement of those electrons isn't some small detail. It's the master architect of our physical world. It dictates how atoms bond together, what chemical compounds can even form, and it's the reason why diamonds are hard and water is wet. It's the absolute foundation of all chemistry and all material science, and it all stems from the behavior of those tiny electrons. When it comes down to it, the blueprint for our entire reality is written at this impossibly small scale, and that leaves us with a profound question to think about. If the structure of the atom defines the world as we know it, what new materials, what new realities could we create if we ever truly mastered the art of rearranging it?